there was this turn in my life. I was always a guy that wanted to accomplish things. And as a kid, I really saw where this kind of came from. I was always trying to prove my worth. As a kid, I had a speech impediment, so I had a lisp, and I couldn't communicate. I got bullied, and people made fun of me, and I'm sure we've all got bullied at one time. But I hated it, and I wanted to become a great salesman one day, and I wanted to do big things. I didn't want my speaking to make a negative impact on that. So and this is in the book that he wrote, every night I would speak in front of the mirror at 9 years old, and I would say, I'm a success. I am a great salesman. I will be a success. And over time, that built up in my subconscious, and I lost my speech impediment, and then I started speaking again. But where it showed in my life was I always was trying to prove myself, to prove my worth, and prove, so I'll move this for the camera because I know they cover it. There's my producing side. But I always wanted to prove myself to others. And in everything I did, I always want to achieve. And maybe some of you can relate with this. And I'm still working on it. But I'm always trying to say I'm worthy, or I'm always trying to get the next win, because then, hey, look what I did. And I was doing it to show others, like my parents, my family, my loved ones. But I just kept going. But we're in a beach one day. My wife, we were dating at the time. We weren't engaged yet. We're sitting on the beach, and I said, Samantha, that's her name. So here's Samantha. You're good looking, but not as good looking as her. And I'm like, what are we going to do next? We've had these wins, we had different things, but what are we going to do? Life's so short. And we brainstorm. Everything's a mastermind with us. We're always masterminding. The first book I gave her, first gift I gave her was Think and You're Rich. She's like, what is this? I'm like, read it. It's obligation. And it's funny because James married us. He's the closest thing I could find in Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill dad. But so I saw this article by Mark Cuban that said live in 5 cities before you're 25. And I thought, you know what? I always said, why don't I travel the country and live in different cities? And I said, why don't we live in 12 cities in 12 months, Sam? And she's like, wow, that's crazy. And like, why don't we do it? And I'm like, how about we film a TV show on it too? And she first was on board, but she never wanted to be in front of the camera. To this day, she doesn't want attention. She hates it when we go to events. She wants to be behind the scenes. I somehow convinced her. That's how good I was in sales. Like, I convinced her to be my co-host. So that was in June 9th of 2017, because that was her birthday. We're celebrating her birthday in Puerto Rico. And fast forward 7 months, we went on the journey. And little did I know we were going to go all in on this thing. And the whole concept was to travel the country and figure out what success was. And one thing I'd love for you all to take away is thinking about what success means to you. A lot of people, what they think it is, it's making a lot of money, which money is great. I love money. But making a lot of money, having the car, the power, the fame, all these different things. But after interviewing hundreds of entrepreneurs, seeing homeless to billionaires, celebrities, you name it, whatever you would call success, I've learned so much. And the whole purpose of the show is to figure out what it really meant before we got married. So like we're on this journey figuring out what success means before we tie the knot marriage. That's like the show theme. And now where we're at with it is we're releasing October 10th as a premiere of our show. We're releasing a book together. And we're still pitching it. We're for sure be on Amazon. We have a rep that's pitching, which we actually met at church together, where we met them. But I learned a lot from the process. I learned so much, and I just love stories. We sit around dinner tables. You think about whatever religion you believe in. What do we do for thousands of years? We sat around tables. We talked about stories. We talked about what we believed in. And then you look at Napoleon Hill came around, and he wrote stories in books that inspired people. We look at Martin Luther King. He was a great speaker. He told stories. He had a dream. Gandhi, he told stories. And when coming together like this, I enjoy this. We get to become friends. I mean, what do we want at the end of the day? We want to have relationships, impactful in relationships, and we want to enjoy life. And why I love video so much is because it's the most powerful way to tell a story today. The book tells a story, podcasts tell a story, speaking does, but video is the best damn way because you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel the motion. Yeah. And once I realized that, I went all in. In the last 5 years, I've spent over $500,000 on video content. I've been a part of producing 3 TV shows, hosted them. The movie Think and Grow Rich Legacy, which the book impacted me when I was 21, and the fact that I'm one of the guys that helped create it and the youngest guy in the movie, like it's in 3 languages, impacted millions of people. I'm not saying this brag, I'm saying to tell you this video stuff is powerful. Storytelling is powerful. And what I want to do, and I'm going to do, is using the power of video and storytelling to impact so many people on earth, to go after what they want, to have a better life. And that's why we all went on the show. That's why we sold everything.